So I am in the bedroom right now because even though it is the middle of my day, the air conditioner's on in here and it's nice in here. And I just took a big thing of sweet potatoes out of the oven. And I add sweet potatoes to a lot of things. So sometimes I will have like a half a cup of cottage cheese and a sweet potato and maybe some black beans or some avocado, and I have all that for lunch, kind of a weird girl plate. If I make chili or tacos or something like that with the meat, I will sometimes scoop out like half of a cooked sweet potato, maybe a whole one, depending on how much of a batch I'm making. And I also like to add like black beans to things. Like last night I made tacos and I added black beans to the mix of the meat and the seasoning and all that. It kind of doubles what you've got for food. It kind of creates more volume of food, but it also packs everything with nutrients. And so I just did a big batch of sweet potatoes, which I'm excited about. I do have to run to the store and stock up. I haven't made like any kind of comprehensive list. I like going and getting things fresh, and I like, kind of I don't like to keep things in the fridge that are going to spoil. So I like to kind of go on like a little rotation. I don't have like a monthly grocery or a weekly grocery. I just kind of go and kind of get stuff. I tried to do the Thrive Market. That was a disaster for me. I know people that love it, but for me, like, you had to be here to get your shipments, which I'm usually here, but I found that like the cold shipments worked out okay, but you had to order so much stuff in order to get it, and it was all frozen. It wasn't like, it was a combination of frozen, or like you couldn't get like yogurt and stuff. You had to get like frozen meat or frozen French fries or frozen vegetables or whatever. And so there was that, was kind of an issue. And also some of the products I did not like at all. Some of the products I loved, but some of them I didn't like at all. And so I ended up not doing it. I kind of just do my own thing now. I lost some weight when I was in Miami, so I was excited about that. I continued with my workouts, and I continued with my lymphatic draining. And I did end up getting rid of the Leaply app. It ended up turning into a lot of things I already knew once you got past the initial like unblocking everything. So I kind of knew what to do, and it was like $40 a month after the promo ended. And I don't want to spend $40 a month on that. I would rather spend $40 a month on food, on good food, or my energy drinks, or something. And I don't do, like, I will do Red Bull, yes. And when I was in Miami, I did drink. You probably saw me in some photos with Red Bull. My go-to energy drink is Odyssey. It is an all-natural one. It doesn't have the taurine in it. It doesn't have sugar. It's like green tea. It has adaptogens for focus and energy. That's my favorite one. So it's harder for me to find. I couldn't find it when I was in Miami, so I didn't bring any with me, so I just ended up doing some Red Bull here and there. Mostly coffee. There's so many great coffee shops down there. I was doing coffee, and I kind of had a lot of energy overall. I was sleeping really well. And like I said, I was doing all my lymph drain stuff. I was doing my exercises. I was getting a lot of exercise. We were walking a lot, just moving around, doing stuff. And so that's where I was at for that. I can't remember what I was going to say. Oh, why I'm not doing Thrive Market. Sorry. You can tell I'm not scripted. I'm not scripted. I'm not edited. And it really is just like having a conversation with me, because you are. So I'm in here because it's air conditioned, but I wanted to tell a story, and that's why I started this whole thing, which is kind of funny because I forgot that I was actually coming on to tell a story. So here's the story. I have been doing this thing where you open your lymph drains here, and you're kind of like draining, and you're going in order, and you're doing a lymph drain. You're draining everything into here. You've got drains here. You're draining away from the heart, am already starting to drain just from doing that. It's funny. Anyway, and I've already done it today. I do it in the shower. I do it at red lights. I do it all the time. It just keeps everything flowing. And like I said, I have not had a migraine since May. It's either the 10th or the 15th. I wrote it down. But since the beginning of May, I have not had a migraine. I used to get them every week. So thank God, no migraines. I attribute it to the lymph stuff. That's when they stopped happening. Everything is, I'm less puffy than I was. And I'm not getting the tension. Also, when you're like doing this and you're draining, you're also relaxing your jaw. And I think a lot of my migraine was my neck and jaw, but I'm doing these constant like massage moves, right? So I'm not really getting that buildup of tension. I've also been way more chill lately. And so you do this whole thing where you open up these valves, you're doing your neck, right? And then you have this thing where you're doing like this, and you're kind of like getting in there, you're massaging in your armpits and you're tapping. So that was the second one. Then you've got this one where you're doing your and you're standing usually, but you get one where you're doing your stomach, and then you do your groin, and then you bend over and you do like the backs of your knees. You kind of tap, 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 tap like 10 times, and you're rubbing, and it's just getting everything flowing. And then the last thing that you do is you kind of bounce. Like I do like a bounce for like 2 or 3 minutes, and then I do like a dropping at the waist and kind of like letting everything just kind of like go as well. And so I'm in the airport, and we were waiting. We had a layover, and I'm in the Baltimore airport. God bless her. This woman, she's got a long skirt on, long hair. She's not like super thin, but she's not heavy. She's kind of, it's kind of in the middle. Probably, I would have to say probably in her maybe early 40s. And she's over there, and I see her going like this. And I'm like, oh my God, I think she's doing like lymph drain. And then I see her do this, and then I see her do that. And she skipped the groin, which makes sense. There's a lot of people around. You're in a busy airport. And then I see her just kind of subtly kind of doing this little bounce. Kind of just bouncing a little bit. But she does it for probably like a minute. Just kind of a little bouncing. And I'm like, she's lymph draining. And I have to tell you that like in my day-to-day life, and I am from Maine, in my day-to-day life, I do not encounter people on a regular basis that know anything about lymph draining. And I've been doing it since I stopped doing it for a while, but I learned about it when I had a lot of jaw pain in probably 2015-ish. And I learned about it. I saw a video, and a woman took you through the whole process. She did some stuff back here and some top of the head stuff. But I used to follow this video that she did on YouTube, and I did this whole thing. And then one of my friends who I ended up living with later, my roommate, I would like do that on her and massage like her neck after a shift. She was a nurse, and I would like massage her neck out, and she'd be like, oh, I can breathe again, and everything's so clear, and it would just open everything up. So I've known about this for a while, and I don't think this is something that, like, I've never had a doctor talk to me about it. She was a nurse, and she'd never heard of it. So I don't think a lot of people know about it. I mean, massage therapists and stuff would know about it, holistic care providers, things like that. But I saw someone doing it in the airport, and I was so excited. And then we had picked up these little magazines at the hotel that were like these, basically like there were some ads in there, a lot of ads in there, and a few little articles, but it was like this Miami area magazine. And there was a whole article in there from, I can't remember her name, but she was a Brazilian model, and she was like, I've been doing lymphatic drain since I was a child. And I'm like, yes. So it's all over the world. It's something that people are doing, but a lot of people don't know about it. So if you don't know about it, if you are having migraines, if you feel puffy when you wake up, I am not certified. I'm not trained. I'm not an expert. And yes, there is an order that you're supposed to be doing it in. Also, there's something that you get called the lymphatic flu, because all of this stuff is just pooling up in your body. And when it starts moving, if you're not resting or drinking enough water while you're doing it, like in the process, like if you're doing this stuff for a week to get everything moving and you're not staying hydrated, because it's all got to be hydrated. If you're not staying hydrated, then you can get this almost flu-like thing as your body fights off whatever's going on. And I actually had that because I didn't know. So when I started this app, I had a day or two that I was like, you know, I'm not getting migraines and I'm feeling better, but I'm kind of tired and achy and weird and exhausted, and I don't know why. Maybe I'm finally relaxing, you know, maybe I'm finally chilling or whatever. But I did a little research and I was like, oh, this is like a known thing that you get. It's the lymphatic flu, and it's basically, it's not a real flu, but it's basically you're fighting the toxins off, so you're a little more tired. So be good to yourself. Research some lymphatic drain. Stay super hydrated. Move your body. I am 53 years old. I am now, for the last 2 months, migraine free. The weight's starting to come off. I'm starting to feel better. I'm still not in menopause yet. That's okay. It'll happen eventually, right? They promised me I will not have a period forever. So, I love you guys. Take care. Just wanted to let you know that, yes, I am crazy, but I also saw someone else in the airport doing the lymphatic drain in the order that I do it in, which is the order you're supposed to do it in. And it brought me joy because it was someone else that was kind of like, I see you. Like, you're taking care of yourself. You're doing the right thing. And so often in this world, they want to throw a prescription or a pill at you. I mentioned the migraines. I talked about it being hormonal. I asked about foods or things like that I could change in my diet. They talked about migraine medication. I did not listen. I'm not saying medication is bad. I'm not saying that your doctor is wrong. But I am saying that in my case, it would have been a prescription. I would have been stuck on migraine meds. I know a lot of people that are on them and it doesn't really help them, or it helps them after the first day, but they still suffer from them. I'm not even getting them right now. So I was getting them every week. So breathe, relax, move your body, love yourself. I love you guys. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon.